I
where
noticed.
it
I noticed.
says your job, right? I love your job because I think, I have my job. I forgot what I got on mine. What is I think I work with you right now because your job says that you work at wanting to make the world a better place, right? And that's beautiful,
Yep.
my occupation, I don't want to get too much into it. I want to keep it kind of separate for this, but like I play a strong part in making a difference in young people's and families lives, and that inspires me every day, bro. And that's part of why I wanted to start this podcast, was because I don't, my boss could tell you how many times I go into her office and I'm like, dude, I love my freaking job because it doesn't feel like work, bro. It don't. I go,
Yep.
I go in, I work with young kids, teens, and their families. And when you see the light, their light in their eyes like turn on, that like I don't know how to explain it. It just you could
It
just,
connects. You
yeah,
feel
man.
it.
You
You
could
literally feel that spark inside of them ignite, and
yeah.
it makes the spark you have ignite as well. And like that feeling, that's what people don't understand. Like people read scriptures and cultures as if it's like all parables, but really there's truth to it. Like when it says Jesus knocks on the door and we have to open our heart to let him in, what it's actually trying to say is like the way Jesus lived was, I mean, if we're getting really deep into it, Yeshua, the way Yeshua lived was
Yep,
literally from the heart. You can
exactly.
be mad at someone, but you have to understand that if someone is coming at you negative, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how they feel on the inside, whatever hurt, whatever trauma
Yeah,
they are going through.
it's not personal.
When we learn the discipline of ourselves, then we can start seeing and understanding people even better, and we can help them to change and to elevate and to heal past their traumas.
Mhm.
The heart is literally, it's scientifically proven, one, that in an embryo, when a child is actually forming in the mother's womb, the heart is the first organ to actually grow. And then everything else starts to grow, and then the body starts to form. Not only that, but if you actually take nowadays, with our science and technology, you can put, I don't think it's infrared, but it's a certain camera that they have that looks at the electromagnetic field of the body. The higher frequencies and the biggest field comes from the heart, way more than anything. People always say your mind is the strongest, the mind, the mind, the mind.
Nope.
That's actually false because the mind is split into two. And even in scripture, it says you shouldn't worship two masters because if you do, you'll love one and hate the other. If we move our consciousness down into our heart, then whatever we form in our heart can then go up to the mind and be balanced out by both sides and show us how we can actually achieve what we want. But it all starts in the heart
That's deep.
because if you feel it, if you want it, and if you have it there in your heart, I mean, think about it. If you go to a show, you can tell who's playing from their heart
Oh
and who's just
man,
playing to play. You can see it, you can
dude,
feel it, you
dude,
recognize it.
yes,
Like when
yes,
you see someone just like and
yes,
the whole
yes,
body, you
yes,
know that's coming from their heart, and you like, yo, I'm getting
exactly.
goosebumps.
And me
Like, look,
too.
look, look, look
Me
at all.
too.
You
Me too.
literally feel
Feel it,
that.
yeah.
But if someone's just like, oh man, I gotta play, la 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 la, you can tell. You're like, man, I don't feel it. You don't feel it because they're not feeling it.
Yeah.
When they feel it, it's like someone speaking passionately about something they love.
Hmm.
Like you might not be interested in it, but when you see that passion in them and the way they speak about it,
Yep.
you're like, yo, this is real. This person
Yeah.
is genuine right
Yeah.
now. Like this is what their soul is all about. And
Exactly.
that's what being in the moment is. It's who cares what everyone else thinks? Who cares what society
Yep.
thinks? Who?
Yep.
Like, I get people who question me all the time. They're like, "Bro, you live in a van?" I'm like, "Yes, I live in a van." I'm like, "I love it." And they're like, "But how do you shower?" I'm like, "I go to the gym, and because of it, I have to go to the gym every day." Like, it's
There you go.
it, I don't even know how to like. It's so much I can't put it into one sentence.
Yeah.
It's just living in the moment and doing what you feel comes genuinely from your heart. But
Right.
sometimes that takes a lot of strength.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, it's not easy. The best things in life aren't easy, and
No.
the better things in life, the best things in life take time and sacrifice sometimes.
Right.
Like,
Right.
when you ask old couples, "Hey, how did you last so long together?" They don't say, "Oh, we had a perfect, beautiful life and nothing
Oh
bad
hell
ever
no!
happened."
It's this shit.
Nah.
This shit was hard. This shit was hard. It is continue to be hard. You're right.
Determination, like willingness to forgive, to understand, like that work on that, and it takes time, but it also takes effort from both sides to make
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
beautiful.
Right. And you actually have to, and dude, I think I could talk to you forever, yo. And so in doing that, you have to, you're forced to take your ego out of it. Your ego,
Yes.
yes, your ego serves a purpose to survive, right? But to grow, you have to put your ego to the side and say, all right, you know, step aside, let's really do this together.
Yep.
And I think that goes it goes together with what you were saying earlier about and being able to understand someone else. You have to kind of step to the side and don't take that personal, because your ego is going to be taking shit personal. That's what your ego does, right? When you take that ego to the side and move it away, now you're in a more deeper place where you can understand where the other person's coming from, where you can understand where they might be hurting, and you can allow space, because again, your ego is going to want to tell that person like, no, you can't, you got to do this, you got to do that. No, it's not up to you to for what somebody else should be doing or how they should be getting through things. It's being able to allow that space to for them to realize, like, dude, like, that's all right, it's fine, it's okay to feel that way, and I'm a check out the love that I'm trying to provide here. That space where it's like, no, it's non-judgmental. Like, let it out. What do you need from me? And or say, man, I'm gonna pray for you, because that all that sometimes when people go, they don't realize how far they've gone into it, and they're being mean about shit. You can
Hmm.
say, like, all right, man, I get it. I'm gonna pray for you. I hope you can find that peace, right? But yeah, it's being able to understand that where sometimes where people are coming from is not about you. It wasn't towards you all the most of the time. It's just some things that they're going through that, man, I hope you figure that out, man.
Yeah.
um yeah. And it's and judgments, all of that, it's we have to be able to release judgments, man. You have no business judging anyone. Everybody, when
Nope.
you get to that point where you understand that, listen, man, you have no right or business judging anybody, right? You could
Nope.
probably understand, okay, or you might say, well, that's not for me, but
Hmm.
rock on with it, right? As long as you ain't putting your hands on me, you ain't hurting me, man.
Right.
Listen, man, rock on with that. I hope you figure it out, whatever it is you're trying to figure out. But like, that's not for me to judge.
Yep.
It's anyways, releasing all that stuff kind of it leads to your own personal, in my experience, leads to your own personal peace of mind. Like that, bro, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me, whatever it is. If you were pissed off at me for some shit, man, hey, listen, if I blatantly did something, listen, man, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean it. And usually when it is, that's a genuine apology. Whether you accept it or not,
Mhm.
dude, I'm forgiving myself for it. I'm really telling you, I'm really sorry for whatever it is I caused you. right? But most of the time, it's like, dude, I mean, if you're gonna hold on to that shit, good luck with that, man. Like holding on to
Yep.
them that and grudging it and judging it and all that is like, I wouldn't want anybody to do that, man. It's all about like releasing that shit. Let that shit go.
So there's a
Um,
perfect story that literally explains everything you just said. um, it's an old Chinese proverb, and basically there was I'm going to give you the summary of it.
yep.
There's an old kung fu master, like one of the strongest in the world. He wanted to become strong, so he kept finding stronger people to fight, stronger people to fight, stronger people to fight. And he finally was able to defeat everyone and build his own school. And he was, revered across the land as the 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 best of the best of the best. And then he got old, and in his old age, he realized that that's not what it was all about. But he kept, teaching his students. He started becoming wiser, started becoming more reflective, more reserved. And then one day, this young hot shot comes in. He's like, kicks in the door, and he's like, I want to know who the master is. And all the other students, like, they get up, they're ready to fight. They're like, no, you got to fight us before you get to him, la 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 la. So the master comes in and stops everyone. He's like, what's going on? They're like, oh, master, this guy comes in. He's being mad disrespectful. He wants to fight you, but we won't let him do that. We're not going to let him unless he gets through us. Give him a lesson. He says, no, don't worry about it. He goes up. He's like, why have you come here? He's like, because I can't prove that I'm the strongest unless I defeat you. So fight me now. He just looks at him, ponders for a second, and says, there's no reason for me to fight you, and I decline your challenge. And all the students look at him like, but master, what are you doing? He's disrespected you. Like, come on, fight him. And the kid gets all mad. He starts running and breaking stuff in the dojo, kicking this, slamming that. And the master just looks at him. He's like, get it all out if you need, but I will not fight you. Finally, he comes up to the master and spits in the master's face. And the master just wipes it away and goes, you may leave now. So the young guy is all mad. He's all pissed off, and he walks away, right? And the students go up to him. They're like, Master, we don't understand. You could have easily broken him without even trying. We know that you're not scared. So why did you deny his challenge? Why did you allow him to disrespect you so much? And this is what he says to the students. When someone gives you a gift and you refuse to accept that gift, who does the gift belong to? And the students were confused. They're like, what do you mean? He's like, when you refuse a gift, the gift belongs to the sender if you've never accepted it. It's the same thing with anger. That young kid has so much anger that the master basically saw his young self in that kid.
Yeah.
And he knew that even if he fought him, that wasn't going to help his anger. And it wasn't going to do anything for him either. But in refusing it, he didn't take on that anger. If he would have accepted the challenge, he would have taken the anger
Anger.
from that kid and felt it himself and fueled it, and they would have fought, and who knows what would have happened.
Yep.
But because he decided not to accept the gift, he kept his peace, and the anger went back to the kid. And the kid, in his mind, thought, I'm mad because he didn't accept my challenge, but really, he's mad within himself.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. That was a great what do you call that? Parable? Or
terrible, yep.
yeah, man. I want to leave it right there, but I also like it is what all that is yours, man. I'm not taking that on. I'm not accepting that
Yep.
gift, right? Because you become you like you said, you accept that anger, now you're gonna be pissed the fuck off like that. Why do you want that? Right?
Yep.
No, you hold on to that. I don't want it. But I would imagine that the people that look for that and they don't get it, it enrages them even more. They get more pissed off because
Yep.
where did all that anger you was trying to put out? it went back in and just like multiplied it. Like, it's like, sorry, man, don't bring it over here. Drop it off somewhere else. Drop that shit off somewhere else. But listen, Freddie, man, I would love to keep this going. I actually want to do a part 2 to this because I'm trying to figure out these pictures.
I look forward to it.
I want to put up these pictures so that we can talk about them, man. I love them, bro. You always got a smile on your face. Dude, let me explain to the people. You're sitting there with a big ass machine gun. You got some guns over your head, and it looked like you're filming a movie or whatever. I know you did some stunt double stuff, man. And I'm like, yo, this picture right here, I want an explanation. How do we get here? What happened after that? And
I know exactly what picture you're talking about too. I know exactly what picture you're talking about.
Yeah,
Do you want me to
yeah.
say a little bit now, or should we wait?
No, let's wait on that. Let's wait on that because I want to get deeper into our conversations too, man. But listen, I am running out of time. God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you hopping on. Thank you, brother. Tell your pops I said hi. And like I said, man, God bless you. And we'll be in touch.
Thank you, man. Thank you. God bless you as well. I send you all of my love to you and the family. Honestly, I can't wait to see you guys in person. I don't know when that's gonna be, but hopefully it'll be sometime soon. And I honestly, I appreciate what you're doing because you're taking what people don't really talk about a lot in everyday life, and because of you, it's connecting to more and more people. So honestly, I see you, cuz keep doing what you're doing, my man, cuz you're changing and affecting a lot of lives, and that's what we need right now in this world, to help. We need to all hold each other and help raise each other so that we can step into the life that God actually wanted for us
Exactly.
in this world.
Exactly. And it's
Yep.
pure love, bro. Pure, unconditional love.
Amen.
All right, bro. Dios te bendiga también, bro.
Yo te quiero, man. I love you.
Love you too, bro. I love you too. Bye.
You have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.